Okay, so as a reminder, create your own original sentences based off of the formula that you see here. And make sure you use correct punctuation and grammar for each sentence. So the first sentence is pretty basic. All I'm looking for is simple sentence pattern number 1. I'll give you some examples of this. Just open that screen. Probably should have had this all ready to go, but I didn't think of it till just now. Oh, nope, not there. Grammar. Okay, so simple sentence pattern number 1. Well, first of all, I need to acquaint you with 2 terms that I'm going to be using throughout the entire semester. The first one is clause. And when I'm talking about a clause, I'm actually talking about terms used. Basically, a clause is just a subject and a verb together. So any clause that exists as a, basically as a clause. It's got a subject and a verb. That's all it needs. There are different types of clauses. We'll talk about those later. A phrase has no subject clause, verb clause thing going on here. So for example, this first underlined portion, Charlie Brown failed to punt the ball when the burly football coach yanked it away. Charlie Brown failed, that is a clause. When I want to be understood, I speak passionate Spanish. So this underlined portion, to be understood, is a phrase because there's no subject here. Okay, over the years, I've learned that having a passionate personality doesn't pay. Over the years has no subject, doesn't even have a verb. This is what's known as a transitional expression. I found my honey bunch during the summer I worked on my uncle's oil rig. I found is a subject and a verb. So there's my clause right there. There's a little bit of extra information here, but that's it. It's that easy. So when something's a clause, it's got a subject and a verb. When something's a phrase, it is this other part right here, to be understood. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, so for this, we're writing a clause, an independent clause that has a subject and a verb. I don't want you to use any helping verbs in this. So no, he was walking. I want you to just use an active voice in this, because that when you use a helping verb, you're using a passive voice. So the dog barked. That easy. Oh, by the way, you could print these out if you wish. You could also follow the font style that's here. I don't mind it being in Calibri. I'm not like some professors who absolutely loathe that. You could use whatever font you wish, as long as it fits in there. And then, you know what, this is so easy. I'm going to actually show you some examples because those are fun to use. And I need to adjust them anyway. Or actually, you know what? I think I'll leave the examples for later when we discuss it in class. Okay, so the dog barked, I laughed. I'm writing a little story there. So simple sentence pattern number 1 is really easy. Now, I could make it present tense, I laugh, or future tense. I'll allow that, I will laugh. But it's better to just kind of keep it simple and either do past tense or present tense. He smiles. Nothing more. That's all I'm looking for. You give me a subject and a verb, you've got your sentence. Simple sentence pattern number 2 is a little bit more complicated, and I will get to that in just a moment. Okay. Here's my